Roman governor Gnaeus Julius Agricola is pushing north into Britannia to control movement between the major forts at Chester and York. His legions choose a sandstone bluff overlooking two rivers, the Medlock and the Irwell. The local Brigantes tribe calls the place something like breast-shaped hill. The Romans Latinize it Mamucium. A rectangular fort rises from the wilderness, housing around 500 auxiliary soldiers. This is frontier life. Cold, wet, isolated, and far from Rome's Mediterranean heartland. Soldiers from Spain, Germany, and North Africa build earthen ramparts and wooden palisades. Later, they rebuild in stone. Outside the fort, a small civilian settlement grows, a vicus. Traders, craftsmen, families of soldiers. A bathhouse, a Roman inn, pottery workshops, grain mills. For 3 centuries, Mamucium survives at the edge of empire. Then in 410 AD, Rome collapses. The legions withdraw. Administration crumbles. Stone buildings are dismantled for materials. Roads decay. Mamucium fades into obscurity. For centuries, Manchester disappears from history. The name shifts from Mamucium to Mamcester, to Manchester. There may be a small Anglo-Saxon settlement, perhaps a wooden church, but no records survive. When the Domesday Book is compiled in 1086, Manchester is barely mentioned. Population: a few hundred at most. Just another muddy settlement in northwest England. But slowly, quietly, it begins to grow. In 1222, Manchester gains permission to hold a market. Markets mean trade. Trade means money. The town expands around the market cross. A parish church rises, the site of today's Manchester Cathedral. By the 1300s, it's rebuilt in Gothic style. Still, Manchester remains small. Around 1400, only 1,500 people live here. The land is marshy. The rivers flood constantly. What Manchester does have is wool. The surrounding Lancashire countryside produces it in abundance. Homes become workshops. Cloth is spun, woven, traded. It's modest, but it plants a seed. The Reformation reshapes England in the 1500s. Manchester, never dominated by monasteries, survives relatively intact. During the English Civil War, the town sides with Parliament. In 1642, royalist forces attack. Local militia, poorly armed, and somehow hold them off. Manchester earns a reputation as a town willing to resist authority. By 1650, population reaches around 5,000. It's growing, but nothing prepares it for what comes next. In the late 1600s, cotton from India becomes fashionable in England. It's lighter than wool, easier to dye, easier to wash. There's one problem. Britain doesn't grow cotton. Raw cotton arrives from plantations in the American South and the Caribbean, worked by enslaved Africans. This is the triangular trade. Manchester becomes its beating heart. Lancashire's damp climate is perfect for cotton spinning. At first, it's cottage industry. Then machines appear, the spinning jenny, the water frame, the spinning mule. Production explodes. The factory is born. By 1800, Manchester is unrecognizable. Brick mills dominate the skyline. Steam engines choke the air with smoke. The population surges to 70,000. This is the future, and it's brutal. Workers live packed into slums. No sanitation, no clean water. Children as young as 5 work 14-hour shifts. Life expectancy in 1840s Manchester: just 25 years, and yet people keep coming. Because there is work. Manchester grows rich, but has no political representation. On August 16, 1819, 60,000 people gather peacefully at St. Peter's Field to demand reform. The authorities panic. Cavalry charge the crowd. 15 people die. Hundreds are injured. The massacre becomes known as Peterloo. It shocks the nation. Change is coming. In 1830, history is made again. The world's first modern passenger railway opens between Liverpool and Manchester. Cotton flows faster. Markets expand. Manchester connects to the world. By the 1830s, the city produces most of the world's cotton goods. They call it Cottonopolis. In the 1860s, the American Civil War cuts off cotton supplies. Manchester starves. Yet when Confederate agents offer a deal, support slavery and restore cotton, Manchester's workers refuse. They write to Abraham Lincoln. They choose abolition over survival. Lincoln replies, calling it sublime Christian heroism. A statue still stands in Manchester today. By the late 1800s, Manchester is one of Europe's wealthiest cities. Town Hall rises in Gothic splendor. Universities flourish. Science, politics, culture, and music follow. Manchester has reshaped the world and been reshaped by it. from Roman fort to industrial giant to modern global city.